Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode. This episode is going to be a little bit different because today we're going to talk about AI startups that are huge that you probably have never even heard about. No, we're not talking about OpenAI because everybody knows them. But we found 3 to 4 big AI startups which I never even heard about. But let's just jump in.
Man. These guys are so stealth. I don't even fucking know. I mean, they're stealth, but they're hiding in plain sight. My God, they're massive. We're talking about the big hitters here. We're talking ones that are going to the stock exchange, etc. These are fucking big boys. They're basically the backbone of their new AI wave. Lucas, let's fucking start. What do you got?
All right. So start talking about the backbone of the new AI wave. So Mark, I want to give you a few of their clients. And then you tell me roughly what you think is the evaluation or how much they raised, okay? First of all, their clients are Meta, OpenAI, NVIDIA. So you can say, okay, tech, that's fine. Then you have on the other side like Fox, Toyota, Character.ai. So character, okay. Then ChatGPT, well, okay, OpenAI. And then you have US Air Force, government,
so everyone
federal,
that is a big
defense,
name,
traffic.
Jesus
exactly.
Christ.
So that's just their client list that they are posting about. I'm seeing this and I'm like, holy shit, they are big boys. So they call it Scale AI. Okay, Mark, guess how much they raised this month?
Honestly, at this point, if you have all these big hitters and they're your clients and not just like, hey, it's a partner, AWS partner, then probably hundreds of millions, at least like 800 million, guessing.
They raised over $1 billion in the last round, which is a lot. That puts the valuation at 13.8 billion. And man, that's crazy.
They only gave up 1/13th. Like, that's nothing.
Well, I mean,
that's less than 10%. Crazy.
I'm sure they're also very highly profitable. So anyway, so what does Scale AI do? It's basically they have the latest AI data or data labeling technology, because in the end, it's like with more and more out, you need like models that are very labeled, like data that's very labeled. Like, for example, in image generation, right? You need to know this is a nose, this is a dog, this is an eye, this is a cat, this is smiling, etc. And they have like the latest and best technology in it, which of course is really, really important. And for example, a good example is if let's just jump on their website, because I thought it was a very great website and very fascinating. Because let me just
Guild.com.
Here we go. All right, here we are. So I really was fascinated by their use cases. For example, they're talking about, for example, in a defense system, okay? For example, for the US military. They're just like you can train the model and then you can say, okay, put any known foreign ship movement over the past 48 hours on the map and flag any out of the pattern activity. So you have, of course, all the data coming in, and then it exactly can tell you, hey, based on the data sources, this ship movement has deviated from its normal pattern, right? So this is just like for defense. And then, of course, you have then on the other side, like enterprises. So you, for example, for ChatGPT, they all need data, right? Like labeled data. Otherwise, if you're not,
Lucas, explain why this is important, or should I just? So the whole point of why this is so important is because if you train a model, okay, there's currently a lot of general models like ChatGPT, etc. They have a shit ton of data that they use to learn or teach the algorithm of them. So the problem is with that, sometimes there's something mislabeled and that can cause issues later on in terms of logic, etc.
Yeah.
Additionally, the bigger it is, the bigger the model will be. So if you have 1 billion data points that have everything in general, from, I don't know, car creation up to military defense, whatever it is, then the bigger the model will be on a CPU or on a storage, a server that needs to be run. So that means more expensive. But that also means that there are some use cases where you don't need to fucking generate an image, right? You just want to have something very, very specific. And usually these kind of data sources, there is not a lot of clean data out there. That's the current problem, as I see it, right, Lucas? It's not like very well structured as well as tagged pictures.
Exactly. I think it's less about the data, it's more about the labeling itself, right? Because data, we have enough data. But the thing is, like, labeling is a problem. Because like before, back in the day, a lot of what happened was just manually, right? You have to go manually through it, and then like automation. And this is what they're doing, right? They're doing it with AI, which is really, really cool. So I really thought that was a cool find, which I never
That's
thought about.
fucking
Just
super nice.
just think about like how they have their hands or their fingers in every part of the government, anything. Like this is crazy.
That's it. And
All right, Mark.
wait. Who's the competitor?
So I only found one competitor, to be honest, and their name is Tolka. No, Toloka, and Toloka is based in Switzerland, but they didn't even say how much they raised on Crunchbase, so I couldn't find too much information on it.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm sure there are more competitors.
Do you know what I was wondering also? All these things are US based companies. First of all, in terms of future, all right, if everything is labeled in English, it will have an impact on language models that are based on a different language that is not English.
I mean, we've seen that already, right? So, for example, for role-playing models, etc., that they're mostly, because most of them is done in English, the training data is just very biased towards English, makes it very much harder to be in Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, German, etc. So, but of course, if you use ChatGPT 4, etc., like they work in almost every language. So that's fine because there's enough data points for the general purpose, let's put it this way. But if you want to go very niche, like a very niche product, may it be role play or etc., then I think the data points are still missing for that specific use case. And I think that's where the labeling actually can help a lot.
You know what I was also thinking? Is this labeling just for images or everything, all data?
I think every data. I'm not even.
Okay.
I don't think they're focusing on
right.
images itself, because like
All right.
LLMs are not focusing on image generation.
All right. That was already fucking awesome. But Lucas, I have an even bigger fish than you have.
Bigger
If
than
you were
that
talking
one.
about the
Oof.
hell yeah, brother. So this one is the actual freaking backbone of the AI wave. You were talking about how the LLM is trained, but where is it trained on, right? Somebody has to fucking build the fucking servers for it. So
Yeah.
clients, Lucas, just listen to the client list. NVIDIA, Intel, and Epic Games. Just a couple of them. So 3 of the 4 are chip producers. That's fucking insane. So these
Big
bad boys go directly there and fucking use those data, server farms, right? So Lucas, how much do you think they raised in May?
Oof. I mean, there must at least $1 billion because they're bigger. So I'm just throwing out there 1.2 billion, which is already a ton of money.
Okay. So they raised 1.1 billion, and they also have an agreement for debt financing of $7.5 billion.
Wow.
Which is led by Blackstone. If you guys don't know, Blackstone is a really, really big hitter in terms of lending. Is in the finance world, it's like the biggest, I think, in the world.
Yeah.
They have their fingers in everything. It's insane. So these bad boys, and think about it, this company's only 7 years old, which is not a lot of time. To be
That's
honest.
true. In general, they scale.
No, it's fine. Also with the AI, everything's crazy now.
I would love to know how much value actually been created, like in terms of valuation over the last, let's say, 2 to 3 years, right? Because I'm sure at the beginning, like 8 years ago, 7 years ago, they weren't like it wasn't a linear growth. I'm just assuming that they accelerated a lot over the last.
And I mean, also think about it, like something what they're building. They're called CoreWeave. They're building like data centers, right? And they're going to be more and more important. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg, so the Facebook CEO, Meta, whatever you want to call it, he was just talking about that he wants to build, or was it Microsoft? I don't know, one of the CEOs talking about he wants to create a 100 megawatt servers or something like that. Server farm, which is basically you need a nuclear plant to fucking power the server farm they want to build for AI. Fucking insane. A nuclear plant just for the fucking server farms. Just think about how massive that would be. That is crazy. Like you can't imagine. Like even a car manufacturer like Mercedes, they have massive, for example, in Stuttgart, massive facilities, and they have their own energy plant there. But this is gas based. They're not even using fucking nuclear. That's how big they want to think. It's insane. It's
massive.
cool. It's cool, and let's just say it's like how important this will be. And I think this is why CoreWeave will be one of the biggest, will be really, really big in the upcoming years. And their competitors are, for example, DigitalOcean, which is the New York Stock Exchange, 3.19 billion market cap. Like AWS, Amazon,
So
Microsoft,
exactly, I was about to
Azure.
say, wouldn't that be then in DigitalOcean is also a competitor of AWS? So you have AWS
Exactly.
and all of that.
And I didn't know
Azure,
SAP.
Azure.
Yeah, SAP HANA Cloud. I didn't know that they're doing the same thing. Like SAP had some, I guess, the fingers in it as well. I've heard about it, but I didn't know that's what
Then
they're
also
doing
would be Google, though.
Yeah, there is. Google is
Yeah,
also in there.
yeah.
Google Cloud Computing is also in there.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy, though. Like I was always thinking
course.
about it, but I never heard of them before. That's why I was like, okay.
Smart though. People always gonna need more and more servers, so that's also be there.
Why
Better
not
let
make it
them
yourself?
wreck the servers than us.
Yeah, true. I don't want to do that. Lucas,
For
what do you got next?
All right. Now I'm thinking a little bit smaller, but I think it's going to be very, very big. Actually, it's of our good old Y-combinator. It's called Recall.ai. So basically, Recall.ai allows you, or basically via API integration, has directly access to Zoom, Google Meets, Microsoft Teams, and then it can just give or summarize all of that information. So at the end of the day, you have like all your notes taken, and then it can just give a summary. Because like, who wants to rely on somebody else in the meeting? Like, hey, dude, or can you give me a summary of what happened in the call? It's like most of the people, most of the time, don't pay too much attention. So that's very, very helpful. And I think that what they're doing is really smart. They're already having the official partner is Zoom, which makes it, well,
that is smart. That's super cool.
It is a very smart move. But in general, also I think this will be very, very big because in the end, think about like how many meetings or unnecessary meetings we have, and then we can just cut it down to the information. Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about? You said that they're partnered with it, but I'm on the website on Zoom. I can't find in there yet. It'll be even cooler if once they're actually on the Zoom website, right? You can buy it there.
Yeah. So you can see, check out the official Zoom and X Recall.ai collaboration. Read more. So
yeah. But like in the pricing, I don't see it in there, which is fucking. Yeah. But that would be fucking sick. Once they're there, because distribution is right there, right? Like upgrade, and then it's like, hey, all right, you're gonna improve your productivity by 30%, 2x, whatever they can say, whatever they want.
Because they're using. I mean, they use, for example, you can see in their on their blog, they just explain how they're doing it. Basically, with an API call, you go on the Zoom meeting, then they're using they transcribe it, then they use Anthropic. So Anthropic is an open LLM. Then on your server, so it's like all like happens on your server side. So it's privacy, gives you the summary, and then sends it to the app. That's basically what they're doing, and then they can charge for it. Really, really nice. I think they will be a $1 billion company. For sure, because like the market is very, very large, honestly, and everybody needs summaries.
I'm not sure if they're going to get there. I think they, in terms
get acquired before.
Exactly, I think they're going to be acquired before. I think just especially with the partnership with Zoom already, they might as well. All right, you're part of us now.
If it works, it's like that's true.
Cool, boy, because then Zoom can make much more money.
Right? Oh, for sure, it's another feature.
Exactly,
it's another feature for sure.
Much better network in terms of distribution. All right, I have another one, Lucas. This one is
finish it off.
I'm going to finish it. All right. This is a smaller boy. This one, actually, what they do is data. Because everyone knows there's a fucking shit ton is data, and they always say the data is gold. And at some point, I believe in so. And well, nowadays, data points are actually is gold in terms of if you have data sets there are only that you have access to, it can make the LLM much better, specifically the small niche ones. Yeah. For example, if you have data, I don't want to say like proprietary data, but a specific niche, because most of the data might be proprietary in your own data. For example, let's say if an insurance company has a data pool, but honestly, in terms of the data pool is probably on average the same as from one to the next one, because it's just average people, right? If you have large enough sample size, they're going to be very, very similar. So, but I'm talking about something very, very specific. For example, an oil drilling company. There it can be very, very, very niche.
I was about to
say very specific. So that's super cool. So, but what they're doing is basically analyzing all the data and then putting it into, think about an Microsoft BI, business intelligence.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like all graphs, etc. You can do graphs rendering, real-time streaming, and other computing tasks. It's super cool. And analyzes all the data, and then you can provide it much better and simpler for your data analysts. And I'm guessing at some point you can also create an API and then connect it directly to LLM to do something else, right? You just build an agent and it has the data, you can see the data, and then you can do something with the data. So it's fucking fantastic. I like it a lot.
So Mark, who are the clients and why do you think they're the clients?
All right. So first of all, it's called Sigma. One of the clients are, the big boys are DoorDash, Party City. For those who don't know Party City, it is basically a store, a massive chain of stores that sell all party utensils, like the name says. It's like something like Glovo, just in the US, or Uber Eats, but you can basically order anything. Then they have Trova Trip, and I think one of the investors, BlackRock, because they said they partnered with BlackRock, but I couldn't see more details on that. So they raised also 200 million in a Series D.
Wow.
And they've been only around for 7 years. Yeah. So this is super sick. It's a cloud-based collaborative analytics system with a spreadsheet interface. That's their pitch. Fucking super cool. I like it. I think this is going to be a big one as well. I mean, with 200 million raised, probably the valuation is close to $1 billion already. Yeah. I think there's going to be probably more than $1 billion at some point. Because, man, businesses love their fucking spreadsheets and the analytics.
Oh, for sure.
They spend a shit ton of money.
We especially know. I think we over-indexed on data. So every company, everything we do is just like tracking. Playing the big plan already is like, all right, we're going to grow into it. But it's better to know what they do. So I totally understand that for sure.
100%. I think that's it, bro. I liked it, honestly.
I already know how the podcast is going to be named. It's going to be like the $1 billion companies, AI companies you never even heard about. So I think something like this. Also, guys, if you like this, please subscribe, hit the like button, and of course, in the comment sections, let us know what you think. And of course, if you have any topics you want us to talk about, feel free to leave it in the comments. And of course, catch you next one. Peace.